We've all heard the news reports about the NAR lawsuit. Here's why I'm excited about it, because I see it as an opportunity. The seller has always had the opportunity to decide what they wanted to pay the buyer's side commission. So that hasn't changed. They've decoupled it, but it was always that way. The seller always had the choice. However, understand that nobody's going to work for free. So the buyer's agent's going to have to be paid by somebody. If they're going to be paid by somebody, most times the buyer, they are looking at a house that they're at the maximum amount they can pay. So they don't have any disposable income left to pay for a buyer's agent. So what they're going to do is they're going to ask for a seller subsidy. They're going to ask for a concession, because the lenders today are saying that they will not finance commissions. So if that's the case and the buyer can't finance the commission, the only thing they can do is ask for the seller to pay the commission. So now people say, well, I'm not going to pay anything, and when we get to that far, we'll negotiate it out. Well, that's not necessarily true, because before the buyer comes in to see your house, he's already or she's already signed an agreement with the buyer's agent, and they've already identified what their commission is going to be. However, if the house that you're showing and you say that you're going to pay a certain commission, now before they come in, the buyer and the buyer's agent have a discussion saying, okay, this house is only paying X commission. So you as a seller maintain control, because otherwise, if you're only willing to pay 2.5% commission, and that buyer agency agreement says that that agent's going to get 3.5%, somehow, some way they're going to ask for it. So it behooves you to control that. Again, people say, oh, well, the buyer is going to, have to come up with it somehow. Well, if they can't come up with it, they're just going to look for a different house. And on the other side, people say, well, prices are going to come down. Let's take a look for a second and say, what about for sale by owners? They've been around forever. And for sale by owners always do the same thing. They price their house as high as everybody else who's using an agent. So let's say they were paying 6%. But a buyer coming in, when they're looking at the 6%, they're looking at the neighbor's house who sold, and they know they used a realtor and they paid 6%, let's say, they automatically deduct 6% from the sales price of the for sale by owner. For sale by owner might be on the market for a year versus selling with an agent, thinking that they're getting a deal when in reality they're not. And if you look statistically, most for sale by owners end up selling with an agent anyhow. But we do have the historical data to prove that prices aren't going to come down because of the commission adjustment. It's just the press trying to put a spin on it, get everybody excited about what is really nothing. As a buyer or a seller, you can elect not to use an agent. You can go get an attorney. An attorney can write a contract, and they'll probably write the best contract in the world. But they don't know the market. They don't know what is traditional in the marketplace. They don't know what competition is. They are only writing a legal document. That is their framework. As an agent, we use contracts that are written by attorneys, that are agreed to by the Association of Realtors, and that are geared to be both fair to the buyer and the seller, with historical data behind it, with historic case law behind it, so that when something does happen, a remedy is it's not the first time. There isn't any trickery with the wording. It's all boilerplate with filling in the blanks.